I actually drove through the park and over in this northeasterly direction. There were about 3 or 4 cop cars parked out there, and I just thought nothing of it. I just decided I'm not gonna bother with that, and I parked way on the other side of the park. And so now my trail is taking me in that direction. About midway through the trail, I saw a helicopter fly from southwest to a northeasterly direction towards that space that I drove past with the cop cars. I don't know if those were related, but I just passed a mountain biker, a cyclist. He said, hey, watch out. There's now half a dozen cop cars, and they're all armed with AR-15 rifles. And so I'm like, what the hell's going on out here? And I guess they're trying to get some guy out of a car, pointing their rifles at the car, telling him to get out. So I don't know if someone killed somebody, trying to kill themselves, or what. I don't know what's going on up there. But he said that they haven't closed the trails. They're not pulling people off. There is signage when they close the trails that says the park is closed. It's open for business. So we're gonna move forward cautiously. It's probably another 1.5 miles, 2 miles. Hopefully it's cleared up by the time I get there. We'll see what's going on. Stay tuned. Here's a track that I've seen multiple times before, and I haven't quite discerned what it is. So see this pile of stuff here? It's backwards on my phone. These things are little bits of what appear to be, to me, Osage orange fruit. The fruit that comes off the Osage orange tree. It's this big green, looks like a cross between an apple and an orange. It turns out you can compare apples and oranges. It's this green speckled looking fruit, like palm sized fruit. And the inside actually looks like an orange, or maybe like this one's dehydrated, but because it's been out here for a while. It looks kind of like a maybe pineapple, or it's just flattened and dehydrated. I can feel it's a little sticky. I can feel the sugars inside. But I found this before. Let me turn the camera around so I can see you. So it's just like this pile, right? It's pretty concentrated. It's not spread out too far around itself, but it's just this concentration of this little fruit thing that's been pulled apart. I don't know what it is that eats it or does this. It's just left here in a pile like this. It's not digested. It's just pulled apart, picked apart, and left here in this sort of circular shape, right? Someone was just sitting here eating it and picking it apart. Maybe trying to get to the inside. Next time I find one of those, I gotta cut one open. Later, gator. All right, here we are at about 2 miles, and it's time to kick off the shoes, turn it around, and hike back to the car. Here's an update on these things. These horse apples that get dismembered. Looks like there's a big nut, big hard nut inside. It feels hard. That's interesting. It's kind of a little bit of a spongy outer skin, but aside from that, that's pretty cool. So, just an update on the police report here. I just heard from the latest cyclist that they didn't see any police. So, it sounds like they've cleared up their situation. I'm gonna hike it back to the car, barefoot, put 2 miles on the old kickers there, see how they feel, rest them up. Today is now 4 weeks out from the launch. Actually, I've got plus a few days, but about a month out. And I've been hiking a couple of times a week, barefoot, extending the duration of the hikes, doing half of it about with just barefoot, and the other half not barefoot. Usually start with shoes and then kick them off and do the back half without shoes, just to build up calluses and muscles, my endurance. I'm also increasing the weight of my pack. I'm up to 20-pound pack, and still have to set up my hammock and prep my water filters, maybe practice a little bit with the fire starters. I don't know if we'll get around to trapping or not. That would be really great if I'm able to carve out some time to practice my trapping skills. All right, we'll see you in the next update.